For the 2024 MotoGP season, we are going to see the introduction, again, of concessions for each manufacturer in the MotoGP class. Now, there's a new system in place. It was announced the day after the season finished in Valencia last week, and with everything happening with testing, we haven't really got around to talking about it. So this video is dedicated to the new system that we're going to see in MotoGP next year. It's been approved by the Grand Prix Commission and it covers test days, riders, wildcard appearances, the number of engines that can be used, the number of engine specs and freezes, aero updates, and the number of tyres supplied to the teams when testing throughout the 2024 season. But this system is very fluid. It can change year upon year, and that is why I think it's a great system put into place. It goes like this. As you can see on your screen, it is ranked from the A to the D category. So the A category is Ducati's category. That is the only team or manufacturer that is in there at the moment. They are in the A category. There is no one, which is surprising, in the B category. Aprilia and KTM are in the C category, and Honda and Yamaha are in the D category. Now, from what we're led to believe, Ducati were happy enough to give Honda and Yamaha these concessions, but the grading system for how KTM and Aprilia, especially being in the C category, is something that they're not too pleased about. But as you can see on screen, the breakdown of how this new concession system works is very clear, and I think it's actually a very useful system that we could see for many years in MotoGP to keep it competitive. So as you can see, the A category, which is Ducati, they are allowed 170 tyres for the year in testing. But however, their testing, when they're doing it privately, can only be the test rider. They can only test at 3 circuits on the Grand Prix calendar. They have 0 wildcards for the 2024 season, which is a big difference, because we always see Michele Pirro in place for someone, or he always does a test and then he'll do a race or two at Misano or Mugello. That's a big one. 7 or 8 engines per year. The engine spec is froze, so it's freeze at the end of testing. They're allowed 1 aero update, and yeah, that is it for Ducati. It's to limit them essentially progressing what they already have and having a bigger advantage. No one is in the B category. The C category for KTM and Aprilia, it is 220 tyres per year, so for the season. Test rider only in private testing, that will be Dani Pedrosa, Jonas Folger, Pol Espargaro. They'll have a few options there. 3 circuits throughout the year, so KTM often test around Jerez, Misano, and another track. It could be anyone they want. They're allowed 6 wild cards per year. So for Aprilia, that would be Lorenzo Savadori, Dani Pedrosa for KTM, Pol Espargaro for KTM, or Gas. 7 or 8 engines per year. Their engine spec is froze, so they can't change it, and they're allowed 1 aero update. So the only real big differences there between the C and the A is that they're getting 6 more wildcards, which is a big advantage. They're getting 50 more tyres to test throughout a year. Will that be enough to claw them back? Arguably you could say yes over the year, but you probably wouldn't notice it as much. However, when we go to the D grade, which is Honda and Yamaha, we see a massive chance for them to catch up. 260 tyres for the season when testing. That is 110 more tyres than Ducati would have, and it's 40 more than KTM and Aprilia. Private testing, it can be anyone from that manufacturer. So Joan Mir wanted to test, he could do so. If Fabio Quartararo wanted tested for Yamaha, he could do so. Grand Prix circuit, it could be anywhere. That is a big advantage, because we always see these teams dial in a setup for a bike, especially Yamaha. You know, they bring a new spec of engine, it works around one circuit, and then they go to the next and it doesn't. They have the same issues. That is a big advantage to use any GP circuit they want. They're allowed 6 wildcards per year, so it's the same as KTM and Aprilia. They're allowed 9 to 10 engines per year, which is very interesting. They're getting 2 more than the rest of their competition. And the big thing for me the engine spec is open. They are allowed to change it whenever they want throughout the season. If they want to use a different engine, they can. I think this is a massive, massive point of this new concession system. You're going to see, Honda, they don't struggle for money, of course. Yamaha, they can bring as many engine specs as they want. If they feel like they need more top end or more acceleration, they can try it. Honda, the exact same. Their engine has been coined as very aggressive. Let's see what they can do. And also another factor is they are allowed to bring 2 aero upgrades throughout the 2024 season. Now I think this is very, very crucial for these teams, as MotoGP is all about competition, and the fact that we're getting Ducati, allowing these teams to have this, they agreed to it, which is very good. But you have to remember, Honda and Yamaha, when they were winning back in 2013, 14, 15, they allowed Ducati and the other manufacturers concessions as well. And it's a bit of respect shown, allowing them to catch up. And now the tables have turned. It's good to see Ducati allowing this to happen. Whether they might not like it or not, this is what the show needs from MotoGP. Will it work instantly? That is the question that many, many people are going to ask. It's hard to tell. We have a lot of in-season testing that we don't really see. And Ducati were constantly, doing this. Using Michele Pirro. He's done so many laps of Mugello on the Ducati. Then you look at what Honda have. Their testing program isn't the same as the European manufacturers. Same could be said for Yamaha. Many criticisms have been that Yamaha don't use Cal Crutchlow enough, or Honda are not really putting the right emphasis on their testing program. This is their chance to fix that, and for 2024, it's hard to tell if we'll see a big difference straight away. I imagine towards the back end of the season, we will start to see more of an improvement for these teams. Who knows what they've done for the next season already, the work that they've built up to. But it's so difficult to understand at this point of the year when we've seen nothing really for how this system is going to help. I think the indicator will be the middle of next season. That'll be a good point to come back and look at this and go, have they made improvements in areas such as aero, engine spec, that sort of thing. And I think for MotoGP, it is needed. We see in other sports, especially F1, it's all about domination, essentially. And, Red Bull have won every single race this year in F1 apart from one. Fans don't like it. I'm not saying Ducati have done a similar sort of domination, but they want to be like that. And with this concession system, I always think MotoGP is very good at realizing what is needed for the show. Yes, we've still got aerodynamics, which personally in ride height devices I think are really hindering the sport. We've got that stupid tire pressure rule, which I hope is abolished. This is a good step for the future and to keep these manufacturers interested in MotoGP, because we don't want to see a Suzuki happening again. We don't want to see manufacturers leaving the sport. But with this in place, I think it is a great solution to reward these manufacturers and get them back winning races again. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this concession system. Leave a comment below. Do you think it's going to help? Do you think we could see an improvement over the year? So in a year's time, we could see Honda move up to the C category, KTM move up to the B category, and so on. Could Ducati even drop down a category? It's very highly unlikely, but that is the possibilities with this new system. There is multiple outcomes that we could see year on year. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, like our pages on social media, give us a follow, and we will see you next time.